A court in the French city of Lyon has ruled US pesticides maker Monsanto was responsible for the poisoning of a farmer who'd used one of their products on his crops. Paul Francois says he suffered neurological problems including memory loss, headaches and stammering after inhaling Monsanto's Lasso weed killer in 2004.
Cette décision, de toute façon,
his lawyer described the ruling as historic.
Elle s'imposera en première.
The tribunal has ordered an expert opinion, so we'll see what comes out of that in relation to compensation.
In an unmarked grave some 2 miles from where he lived, Daulat Tekam was laid to rest. He added 1 to a grim tally. Here in the Vidarbha region of central India, some 1,300 cotton farmers took their own lives in 2006.
Besides monsoons and markets, farmers face another problem: Monsanto, according to Vandana Shiva. She's a nuclear scientist who became an anti-globalization activist 20 years ago.
Every seed that is in the market in cotton today is linked to one company or the other, licensed and controlled by Monsanto.
She says peasant farmers used to use natural fertilizers and pesticides, and they grew and saved their own seeds to plant the next year's crop. In the 70s, coaxed by the government and international aid donors, farmers began to use hybrid seeds bought in the store. These offered the promise of better yields and disease resistance, but they can require careful management, including chemical fertilizer and pesticides. More recently, genetically modified BT cotton seeds were introduced by St. Louis-based Monsanto, licensed and sold under the names of well-known Indian seed companies. BT seeds are patented, so farmers aren't allowed to grow and replant them. They must be bought every year from the seed companies, which market them with film stars and even Hindu deities, says Vandana Shiva.
They keep saying this is red disease, red disease. I really don't know why this is happening.
Mandre is learning that his new crop is not as disease-resistant as the ad said. His is the classic saga in which many illiterate farmers eventually lose their land, says Vandana Shiva.
That innocent farmer is grabbed by the agent who says, here's a miracle seed, it's going to double your income, you're going to be a millionaire, put your thumbprint out here. The farmer has no idea what he's signing on to. The farmer has no idea that 2 weeks down the line he'll have to come back for pesticide. That when the leaves will start shriveling up, the agent will say, no, you also needed irrigation, we didn't tell that to you in the beginning, so take a tube well loan, and here's another loan.
The Monsanto company declined our requests for an interview. It did issue a statement that in part reads, while some may suggest that BT cotton is to blame, the fact is that there are multiple social, economic, and environmental factors that make agriculture challenging in India.
Next, we do some internet research. We find more than 500,000 critical entries on the subject of risks. A frequent point of criticism, allergy dangers. Experts argue about whether sufficient testing on such risks has been done. Another discovery we made on the internet is this article by a Japanese professor. He criticizes the license papers of genetically modified soybeans. He found misinterpretations, false conclusions, and disregarded data. Serious accusations. A scientist from Caen in northern France mentions a further point. The animal tests done on the harmlessness of these genetically modified foods were inadequate. We want to get to the bottom of these 3 issues: allergy dangers, licensing procedures, and, here at the University of Caen, the quality of the animal feeding studies. The manufacturers of genetically modified foods want to prove the harmlessness of their products by feeding them to animals and obtaining good results. Professor Gilles-Éric Saralini, on the other hand, thinks these tests have been designed in a way that suggests they are meant to hide something. Their statistics are meaningless and they never should have been accepted. True results like this one are concealed through inadequate statistics.
Already in 90 days, there are toxicological problems with the rats eating that, and that means for consumer that they can have kidney and liver problems.
We would like to hear a reply to this argument from the world's largest producer of genetically modified food, Monsanto. They were the ones who did the tests. But our request for an interview was categorically refused. The next destination on our research trip is Japan.